What's going on, everybody? I just finished the Fairy Tail Tartaros arc. It was a long, emotional, and a couple times confusing journey, but I just wanted to give my thoughts on this whole arc because I did have a couple people telling me like it's not going to be as good as others because of the animation quality, and I will say right now, off the bat, the animation quality is lesser. I don't know why that is. Like, did they change like studios or something? I don't know. And I will say, like, there were some fights that were disappointing. But for them, I thought the fights did really pick up, like, as the thing went on. Like the Gray versus Silver fights, when I really noticed, like, the fights starting to pick up, like, an animation quality. So, like, it wasn't too much of a thing for me, in my opinion. It wasn't too much. So, basically, Tartaros is about, in case you're not aware, Tartaros is about Fairy Tail going up against a guild of demons called Tartaros. Um, and I have to say, like, Tartaros was a good guild. I like them. Like, especially they're kind of like they have a couple cool like quirks to them. Like they had a regeneration booth, like that allowed them to regenerate, like when they were ever they got hurt. I mean, so by the way, there will be spoilers in this. So like, if you're gonna complain about spoilers, don't do that to me because I'm telling you right now there will be spoilers. They're all dead, but yeah, they're all dead. But or actually no, they are not all dead. Frogmouth is still active. Okay, interesting. Okay, so Gemma. Oh, by the way, Gemma, he was like so pointless to even have there. Like, oh my god, he was so pointless. Like, he was there for like one fight with Sting and Rogue, and he was supposed to be like stronger than all the demon gates, and I think he lasted less time than Franmouth did. I think he lasted less time. And also his voice is hilarious. It's like a voice where it's like somebody's trying to sound like a fake tough guy. It's like, "You are weak. You are unworthy to be my daughter, and I'm going to prove to you that I'm the strongest." It's like so fake, and it's hilarious because this guy's actually trying to sound like tough. It actually kind of made me laugh, even when they were like showing the flashbacks of Minerva's childhood, which she had a fucking depressing childhood. But his fucking voice is hilarious. I loved it. Okay, so anyway, my favorite demons. That was kind of a thing there, but my favorite demons would have to be Mardigir. There he is. There he is. Voiced by our good friend Vic Mignogna. I don't know how to pronounce that name. Uh, uh, Silver was actually pretty cool. I loved his power and his voice, and his backstory was pretty cool too. Um, Kyoka, I thought was cool, and I loved her English dub voice. Janelle Lutz, I don't know how that's pronounced, but she did a great job as Kyoka, and I kind of wish she didn't die, so like she can continue being in that show. I mean, I haven't watched the Alvarez arc yet, so I don't know if she somehow makes a return, but I thought Jackal was cool too. And what's really funny is that he's actually voiced by Rico Fajardo, and I had actually just gotten done watching I had watched My Hero where he's like Mirio, and it's like so funny to see him do Jackal, and like who is the opposite of Mirio in almost every conceivable way. Um, Celia was cool too. I kind of liked how she was like the calmest of things. She's just like most of the time she's just like, we're doing this again. Okay. And it's like I think it's implied that she and Kyoko are in some sort of relationship. Like it has to be because like they were dropping some big hints in this one. So I'm assuming they are, and I think correct me if I'm wrong, but I think if they are actually like a couple or something, this might be the first LGBTQ one in Fairy Tail. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I very well might be. Uh, I'm not gonna lie. I expected to hate this guy, but he was actually so funny. Like he's kind of like Ichiya, or like I would think I hate him. Like, and I did used to hate Ichiya, but like they just grew on me because he's so funny. Like especially when he's like a victim is when he's at his best. And he's like complaining and crying and shit. Like he's so great at that. Um, and I liked Lammy. Uh, even with her little laugh that I think is annoyingly adorable, like she is. Um, she reminds me of like a Vicky Guerrero, where like she's so annoying that she does her job well to get people to just like hate her. Like even her own guildmates just want to blow her up. Like Jackal blew her up. Like there, that's before he blew her head off, literally. And I kind of wish she stayed around too. She was fun. I liked her. I know the other ones weren't bad. Um, I still do wonder why he decided to turn on like everyone and just like oh my god, that was him. Jesus, he looks so different. Oh my god. But yeah, I don't know why he decided to. I don't know why he decided to join them. Like, I don't think that was ever explained. Um, I don't know if that was ever explained. I was kind of wondering about that. Because I think I read somewhere maybe he was just mad at like being blamed for like all the Jalal stuff, but like I don't know exactly. They never really brought that up to my knowledge, or maybe I'm just like not remembering. I don't have a least favorite member, honestly. Like they're all fine to me. Like everyone ranged from great to good, so no qualms there. Like, and one thing about this was there was a lot of sacrifice in this. This was one where Lucy lost Aquarius, and I'm gonna be dead honest. I did not give a single shit about fucking Aquarius. I know that that sounds really awful, but like I was never really that big into Aquarius. I honestly didn't like her at all, and like honestly, her just whole thing with like Lucy just sounded so forced, especially when it was like she had just literally told Lucy that she hated her, and like their flashbacks, like 90% of that flashback was just Aquarius not liking Lucy. But like then all of a sudden it's like thank you for everything. It's like what? Why do you be thank you for everything? Uh, if it was somebody like Loki or something, I'd probably feel a lot more. But I didn't feel anything for that. I did feel a lot for when Natsu got to see Igneel again, and when Gray was confronted with his with Silver, who turned out to be his dad. Like there was a lot of good emotional story packed into this. Jalal also had a little bit of a side plot in the beginning where he was like battling the Arashion Seis. And he beat them, all four of them, or five of them. I think it was five of them. Yeah, I think it was by himself. Because for some reason he wanted to keep Merity out of this. I don't know why, and it seems kind of dumb on his part. And basically they all just kind of Jalal just all says like, you know, I'm gonna help you guys get on the right path. Why don't you all just join Arashion Seis? And they kind of do. And there's also like a um brief thing with Rusty Rose, that guy from what's it called? That guy from what was it called? Oh, Grimoire Heart. That was it. Grimoire Heart. He kind of had a thing where he tried to make Grimoire Heart a thing again because I think he's like the only he and that fat guy Kane are like the only surviving members. Like the other ones all died. Like there's no guilt left. Um if I had to pick my favorite fight, jeez, it'd have to be a tie between Gray and Silver and Natsu and Gray versus Mardgear. The dragon fight was also pretty cool too, I have to say. There was also this little part where Kano is just like a bitch to Elfin. It's like Elfin just got both his sisters lost by the demons, and she's just like, "Oh well, why didn't you do anything about it? It's all your fault. What kind of a man are you?" And I'm like, "Oh, that came out of nowhere." Kana just has days where she's not likable, where she just wants to make you punch her in the face because she's such a bitch. And then she's got other days where she's like so like sympathetic. It's fucking weird. Uh and the ending is what I'm a bit confused by the ending if I'm going to be perfectly honest, because I'm just gonna like because I don't know why he disbanded Fairy Tail. Like he said, like, oh, it's to help the children spread their wings, and which I get, but like, why get rid of the guild at all? Because maybe there's some people who would have needed that guild and like all that crap. But like, I don't know why he got rid of it. There's also a huge swerve with Lordbolt. Um, and Minerva's kind of turnaround was really weird. Like I get what they were going for, but it just so she was fighting Urza, and like she just got punched down a few times, and then she remembers all this times where she was horribly treated by her dad, Jamma, and then she just kind of like just loses all hope, and then the Sting and Rogue come and try to and make her see like that they're friends. It's like it's so weird. Like I didn't like it honestly. It just seemed really forced. Like especially for Minerva. Like it annoyed me because every time these Urza and Minerva had a fight, like after the Grand Magic Games, it was just like, I know you can still change. There are people waiting for you. You can beat the darkness. And multiple times, it's like, no, she can't beat the darkness. She wants it. And now all of a sudden she doesn't. And it's just really weird, especially considering that they barely fought and then she just decides to try and surrender. Uh, and that's why I think that's one major flaw in Fairy Tail is like they always try to go for the forgiveness route, which works for some people. Old Tier, Gaju, and Loxus are definitely good contenders for like some of the best turnarounds in Fairy Tail, but like they do that with a lot of people, a lot of them, and it sometimes it's just so unnecessary. I don't get like why they do it. I really don't. It's so perplexing to me, but I digress. As I said, I still found this very entertaining. I did tear up at the end, most of the end. I almost cried. I actually almost cried. I'm not even going to front. Um, and there was a lot of growth for some of these characters. Like they all a lot of them went through this life-changing thing, and now they all aren't going to be without Fairy Tail. So it makes me interested to see what's going to go on next. I'm just going to say right now, I have not read the manga in which the Alvarez arc takes place, and I haven't gotten there in the Fairy Tail game yet. So I am for the most part, fresh to see what's going on. And so I would rank Tartaros an 8 out of 10 as part of Fairy Tail Guild Fairy Tail arcs. It's not the best, but I think it does its job. It was entertaining. There was some confusion here and there, and some plot points that I did not agree with or did not care for. But there was some emotion. There was some good fights. There was some good character. There was some good character building, and there were some good villains. Some of the better ones in this show, which the show's not, I don't think, is really known for their villains. Unfortunately, most of them are all dead, so we won't be able to see them anymore. But I still found this to be a really enjoyable arc, and I would recommend it even if the animation quality is not up to snuff with up to the Grand Magic Games, or after the Grand Magic Games, because Grand Magic Games was actually still pretty good with its animation. So, with that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment, share with a friend. Stay beautiful, because I sure as hell ain't gonna do it for you. Thanks for watching.